This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today I'm actually going to do a part 2 of a podcast. It was actually episode number 238, and it was called The Surfer. So this is Surfer Part 2. I just want to continue and extend on that. Funnily enough, that podcast was one of the podcasts that I probably got the most amount of I would say positive feedback, and that it really resonated with people. That people went back and listened to it again and again and again, which is really quite fascinating. I enjoyed that. It was on the 2nd of January. My birthday's on the 1st of January, and it's always the time of the year for me to really sit back and reflect on lessons that I learnt. And that was a story that I shared as something that I find really powerful. And so what it goes on to say about the surfer is that in life, you're the surfer. You're the person that rides the waves, right, with your instrument, whatever that may be. The instrument's your vehicle for this world. Just never confuse yourself as the wave, because the waves come and the waves go. They go up and they go down. Sometimes you miss really good waves. Sometimes you catch really shitty waves. But either way, there's always another wave. And in between the waves, sometimes there's a bit of a lull. And all you can do is simply wait for the next wave. And then when the next wave comes, you get to choose how you want to respond. Do you miss it? Because not every wave is for you, and not every opportunity in life is for you. But the beautiful thing here is that then we get to sit back in this perceiver's position and be able to respond to the world, right? It doesn't mean we don't go out for what we want. We do go after what we want, hence why we're in the surf in the first place. And it's a privilege, it's an opportunity to be there, and not everyone gets to be there. This is one of the key things I understood with close people passing away from me, and then they would be in my gym, right? And be here, and they were training, and funnily enough, these people very rarely ever complained. But I remember sitting there one day, and I was thinking, this person in front of me complaining about exercising, which happens very rarely in my facility, but I just remember this thought coming through me, and thinking that Alex, Chelsea, or Scotty, these 3 people that I know so well, would do fucking anything to be back here and do exactly what this person's complaining about. And that's us every single day. We have an opportunity every single day to do everything we ever wanted, right? To listen to what's true for us. Because what's real is that when we get to our deathbed and we look back, it's what we regret that hurts the most, right? The opportunities that we didn't take, the waves that we thought, no, we won't catch this wave because I don't want to be judged by the other surfer who's not really surfing. They're on the beach watching. Hey, it's the same as the other poem, which is bullfight critics ranked in rows, crowd the enormous plaza full, but he's the only one that knows, and he's the one that fights the bull. And so you get a choice to figure out what your bull is, right? What your wave is. It's the same thing. It's that both of those stories are pointing to the same fucking thing. And I constantly and remind myself and everyone else, lean into what's true for you. Have this internal reference, have this internal authority, be able to say yes to what's crucial for you, what's so important, what's calling you from inside. Not the need to be seen, not the need to feel worthy. Like, these are all conditions, right? They're not real. They're lies that you have been taught. And that can change. You can change that. To know that you already are worthy. You already are love. And the ability to truly understand that means that you can live for what's true for you and what's your purpose, and you get to choose how you want to ride the wave, how you respond to the ups and downs. Every now and again, especially early days, you're going to get fucking dumped in the waves. You might catch a big wave. It's a fucking great wave. And as soon as you shift thinking, who's watching me, you get dumped. Surprise, surprise. There is your lesson. You didn't fall off. You didn't lose. You learnt your lesson. Just make sure you learn it. Otherwise, you'll get on another big wave and the same fucking thing will happen. So while you're on the wave and you're riding the wave, ride the wave. Ride it. Don't assume this wave will go forever, because it won't. The bad waves, the good waves, nothing lasts forever. That's the beauty of it. That's why it's an opportunity, because it's going to go at some point. The relationship you're in, at some point it'll end. the puppy that you love so much. At some point, the life will be over. This is the beautiful thing about understanding that the wave will end, is that you can enjoy it while you're on it. Don't think about the next wave. If you think about the next wave while you're on the wave, you'll crash, you'll get dumped. You ride the wave and you fight the bull. And when we're in that space, this is when we're in the zone. This is when we're in flow. This is when we're actually living, because we actually have to be present. We have to be here and now. If you're on the wave thinking of the one that you missed, what's the point of being on the wave? If you're on the wave and you're thinking about the next one, well, what's the point of being on the wave? You're not really on the wave, are you? You're on the next one in your head. So this is a beautiful thing about being the surfer. Don't confuse yourself as the wave. Don't confuse yourself thinking that the next wave's going to be better. The last wave was better. You missed the old waves. We're here now, and all we get to do is choose how we respond in this moment, and that's being in flow. That's being in the zone, and that's how you fucking live your life. Now, I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm saying that's where you live it. Right? The powerful thing. If you think about 100% of your attention, you want 85% here, now. 5% in the past, 10% in the future. You extend those out a little bit, maybe that gets you 80, another 20% total, but 15%. And so if we can be present here, then that's where life's actually happening, because life isn't happening on the next wave. Life isn't happening on the last wave. It's happening here. If you take your eyes off the ball, right, you're going to get hit. And so being there, right then, responding to the moment for whatever is required of that moment. And this is something that came up in a coaching conversation the other day. Every single situation deserves its own decision, not a made-up rule that's layered all the way through your life from your past. Every single moment you go, I always choose heads. It's like, maybe this decision needs tails. Maybe it's not heads and tails. Maybe it needs a completely different situation. Either way, every single situation in your life deserves its own decision based on what is required in that moment, on that wave, in that ring where you fight your bull, whatever that is. This is the same as slaying the dragon. Don't worry, I'm going to go over that all over again as well this week. But our ability to choose to ride the wave, not to confuse ourselves as the wave, not to think that, as the wave dies, we die. We don't die. That's not how it works. We exit the wave, we thank the wave, and we wait for the next one. Some days the waves are much bigger. Some days the waves are significantly smaller. Some days the beach is closed. That's okay, as long as you accept it to be okay. And so the analogy here, the metaphor that's sitting here, is just how well this correlates across to life, to lifting, to business, to relationships. But the reality is that if you only sit on the fucking beach, you'll never live in the moment. You'll never get to ride the wave. You'll never get to be the surfer. Right? Because life goes on. The waves keep rolling. And this is why it's such a beautiful analogy. But on that note, team, I am done. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you found this podcast beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you'd pass it on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. If you haven't already, go back and listen to the podcast number 238, The Surfer. I didn't listen to that before going here. I just went on and talked about it again from where I'm at today, which I'll go back and listen to it at some point. But either way, team, that's it. I'm done. I'd love to see you on my IG. If you share any of my podcasts, make sure you tag me. That's Instagram for those that don't know the abbreviation. Anyway, at DDNix, I put a summary of my podcast on there every single day. Team, but that's me done. Until tomorrow, peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick. Ride the wave. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.